From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
I'm Genevieve from Choo Choo Soul.
And I'm DC in DC.
Yes, and we are your hosts for today. Host and hostess, I should say. Definitely check them out at okidoki.org, okay? Because they are just so awesome. Hello, how are you? Okay.
I'm filming.
Are we having fun yet?
Are you guys?
We need to know if you're having a little bit of fun.
You guys having a little bit of fun? Or are you guys having a lot of fun?
Yes! That is what we like to hear.
Genevieve.
You know what else today? We are at the National Book Festival. We're so glad you're here. This is a wonderful, wonderful event. So much going on, especially on this stage. I think it's pretty awesome. And we're also trying out something new for this where, are any of you guys on Twitter? If so, we're going to do little questions where we're going to ask you about certain children's books, and we're going to have you guys tweet about them and see how that goes. So we'll try that in a little bit. But up next, we have Matthew Reinhart.
Matthew Reinhart is the co-creator of the Encyclopedia Prehistorica and Encyclopedia Mythologica series. He has also created many other award-winning pop-up books, including Mommy by Maurice, Sendak, and author Yorinks, and Star Wars, a pop-up book guide to the galaxy.
His latest book, Encyclopedia Mythologica, Dragons and Monsters, unfolds the legends and lore of cultures around the world to reveal stunning creatures and many more. Lurking behind his intriguing cover, a Kragan grapples with a ship on the high seas, dragons from Eastern and Western traditions spring to life, and Medusa, snake hair twisting and hissing, turns the reader to stone.
So everybody, pop out of your seats and welcome Matthew Reinhart.
Thank you very much. Woo! Hey everyone. Thank you for coming today. I want to thank Target for having me here. First of all, I want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting books. I'm sorry I'm losing my voice a little bit today. So, my name is Matthew Reinhart, and I make pop-up books. Now, people think, how is this made? Look at that. This is one of my favorites. It's a Chinese dragon. Now, what's really great about pop-up books is when I started, all I really did was cut up paper and tape it back together and make all these cool projects. And it's kind of like what I did as a kid. I cut up paper and made cool projects. So this kind of book usually takes me about 6 months to make. Excuse me. Gotta get a little water here. All right, well today I'm gonna show you guys how to make your own pop-ups. And it's really easy. All you need is paper, scissors, and some markers or crayons to color it. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some paper. Now usually what I use is construction paper or cardstock, which is what you can get at Office Max or Office Depot. And I make a card just like this. You guys know how to do this? You take your paper and you fold it in half. Now the first pop-up I'm gonna show you how to make is called a layer. And a layer is very easy. And we use it many times in pop-up books. So, I'm gonna take a pen and I'm gonna make, this is our paper, and I'm gonna fold it in half, and I'm gonna put the fold right here. I'm gonna make 2 lines. 1 and 2. And those should look fairly similar and be the same height. I'll make them a little thicker for you there so you can see them. Then I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut right through the paper, just like that. Be careful not to cut your fingers. Just like that. So it looks like a little flap. I'm gonna fold it up, just like so. Just like that, and make a little door. Fold it back down, turn it around, fold it up the other way. The reason why I do this is it loosens up the paper. I'm gonna put it back down. Now I'm a very fragile artist, and I need as much support as possible. So when I open up the pop-up, you have to say something. You gotta go, ooh, like you're really excited about it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this pop-up right through to the inside and close it up shut. And this is the part when you gotta do the audience participation time, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah, oh, I need that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is a very simple layer pop-up. And what's great about layer pop-ups is you can build more on top of the other layers. So I'm gonna do it one more time, but make a smaller layer pop. So I'm gonna use my marker again and make 2 smaller lines, just like before. Wow, I'm really losing my voice today. I don't know how. See those 2 lines just like before? And I'm gonna take my trusty scissors and snip right through them. 1, 2. I'm gonna fold that flap up just like that. And then fold it back down. I'm gonna hold up my pop-up just like a tent, and I'm gonna push that pop-up right through, just like that. Mash it shut, and then open it, and I have 2 layers. Very good, without cue. Awesome. So, since it takes me a while to draw sometimes, I decided that I would make a pop-up for you using layers a little earlier. So I made a stage. It's the target stage, and it's me right here going, hey, I like pop-ups. And here's all you guys going, oh, hurry up and get this over with. We want to see Hip Hop Bear. Here's Hip Hop Bear over here waiting. He's like, get off the stage. So that's my layer pop-up. So the next pop-up I'm going to show you how to make is called a VFold. And many of the pop-ups that you see in this book use many VFolds together. Like this dragon on this page probably has about 10 or 12 different VFolds all working together. So we're going to take another sheet of paper. Let's see here. It's right here. And my trusty marker. And we're going to make a line from the center down to the fold. Here's our card. And we're going to fold it. We'll draw a diagonal line from here to the fold. Just like that. So, and then we're going to cut it along that line, just like so, right through the paper. Then we're going to fold and make a triangle. We're going to make sort of a V shape. And that's why this is called a V-fold. See, there's a V right there. We're going to fold it like this. We're going to pull it down, turn it over, fold it up the opposite way, just like so. Bring it down. Then we're going to hold our pop-up card like a tent, and we're going to push that V-fold through. Sometimes it's a little hard with some of this big paper like this. We're going to close it shut, and we're going to mash it. And then we're going to open it up, and you're going to see a V-fold move. Look at that move. Where's my ooze? Come on. Ooh. Very good, very good. So do you guys see what this could be? This could be a lot of different things. It looks kind of like a beak, right? Well, let's see. When I went in the back and I made another pop-up using that V-fold, I decided that I would make something from Dragons and Monsters, and it's my own dragon. And you can see that I used those layers up by the eyeballs. So I used 2 different kinds of pop-ups together. And I also folded in just the tip of his snout so that he could have a beak that curves. And see in the background, there's the knight, and he's running away, and the horse is running away too. He's scared because it's a big dragon. He's like, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you up. So that's a VFold. So some people ask me about how pop-up books are made. And before I do my last pop-up, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It takes me about 6 months to make a pop-up book like this. And it starts out with me writing the manuscript. I do all sorts of research about all these different monsters and characters. And then I know what pop-ups I'm going to make. So I make them first in white paper. And I cut and glue everything together and make sure all the mechanisms work first. For example, this dragon took me many weeks to design because of all the different parts that go together. Once I've done all the engineering, the next step is making all the artwork. And all the artwork in the book is made from cut paper collage. So I use and make many different colored papers. You can see there's reds and white and green, all these different papers, and I cut them up and glue them together to make this art. So once I make one book, we send it off to be manufactured overseas, and every book is made by hand. So every book that you're getting is a handmade piece of art. I make the first one, and then other people help me make many, many more. And usually I have to finish a book a year before it comes out. Here's the Kraken. And some of my books have over 300 pieces of paper that go together to make just one book. So a lot of work goes into just making a pop-up book. So I'm going to show you one more pop-up to make that you can do at home. And you can also download your own pop-ups from my website, MatthewReinhart.com. You can download them and print them out, and you can color and build them yourself. So there's all kinds of cool stuff like monsters and dragons and holiday stuff and even Star Wars stuff, because I've done all kinds of books. And I love Star Wars. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a kid, and I've done some Star Wars books in the past, so I always like to do that. So the last pop-up I'm going to show you is more V-folds. I'm sorry I'm losing my voice, you guys. The last pop-up is very easy to make. So we're going to take our card like we did before, just like this. And we're going to turn it and put the fold at the bottom right here. We're going to make one line from the center down to the fold, just like this. All right? The next step, we're going to cut along that line, going straight up, just like that. Kind of make shorts, right? And we're going to make two folds, all right? We're going to make two V-folds. So we're going to fold one triangle up going this way, just like this. And we're going to fold the other one. It's hard to do it without looking at it. Just like that. You see two triangles. We're going to fold them down, turn it over, fold those two triangles the other way. This helps loosen up the paper good, so our pop-ups work nice and smooth. Push them back down. Hold our card up like a tent, and push both of those V-folds into the card. Just like that. And then we're going to open it up. Ooh, it just makes a mouth, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, I love pop-up books. These are totally cool. So what's cool about this is you can also add more V-folds onto this V-fold mouth. So I think we'll make some blinking eyes. I think that would be cool, right? So we'll make them just like we did before, but slightly smaller, okay? And I'll make one line right there. and we're going to cut through both sides. Very simply. Now, when I was a kid, I loved dinosaurs, I loved dragons and monsters, I loved reading about mythology, and here I am an adult and I get to do this really cool thing and read about and make books about all these creatures that I loved as a kid. And you'd be surprised how you can take those interests that you have as a young person and turn them into something that's a career. So don't give up hope. So we're gonna make some more V-folds, just like before, right? We're gonna fold up and make these triangles, just like we did. There's one. There's two. There's three. Oops. And here we go. And there's four. Okay, so you know, I'm seeing a monitor of myself down here, and it's really freaking me out. So we have all four of those V-folds folded up, and we're gonna push them back down into place. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. We're gonna open it up like a tent, and we're gonna push all those V's right through just like it before. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna close, we're gonna mash our card shut, and we're gonna see what we made. We made, ooh, look at that. So now we have a mouth. Now, some people look at this and they see different things. Some people see a frog. Some people see a fish. Now, I told you guys that I like Star Wars, right? And actually, if you want to know a secret, I'm working on another Star Wars book that comes out next year. And so I thought, as a treat, I would make a little sneak peek of what's going to be in the next Star Wars book. So, so it's Yoda, right? He's like, oh, make pop-up shoe do, oh. Yes, yes, I know, I do. I make a lot of those. So, so it's really fun. I got a lot of fun books coming up in the future. Of course, Candlewick Press. I've made 6 different books with Robert Sabuda, who taught me how to make pop-ups, and we've co-authored many, many books together. This series is called Encyclopedia Mythologica, and there's one book about dragons and monsters, and there's all kinds of stuff from the Kraken. Yeah, look at him, he's taking down that ship, to vampires, woo. And even Chinese, oh, this is a Chinese dragon, look at that. That flies across the page, and a big, regular old big green dragon. So, in this series, there's also a book about fairies and magical creatures, and there's another book about gods and heroes, about the legends of myth. The other books that we worked with with Candlewick were dinosaurs, and there's one about ancient mammals, and there's also one about ancient sea creatures and giant sharks and stuff. So this has been a great series and really fun to do, and I've learned a lot over the years making these books. So I hope you enjoy it. Does anyone have any questions for me? Yes. Where do you buy the books? Well, if you go over to the Barnes & Noble tent, you can find some of those books. Yes, thank you. And in any bookstore. Yes, sir. I love that. My name is Matthew Reinhart. Matthew Reinhart, and I make pop-up books. Yes, sir. I couldn't hear that question. How did I make the Chinese dragon? It took me many weeks to figure out how to make this dragon. But for a long time, I had the idea in my head, and I couldn't work on it until the time came in the schedule. So if you've ever seen party favors that use crepe paper like this, when I saw it, I thought that would look really good as a dragon, as part of the dragon's long body. So I kept that idea in my mind until I had to work on it. And I started using crepe paper to stick it in between. But it took a while to figure out the idea. But sometimes, you know, when you have an idea in your head, you keep it there. And then when you have time to work on it, you go back to it. So it took a long time. That was a great question. Any more questions for me? Yes? What? Oh, you want to see the Medusa? You know what's funny about Medusa is, when I showed my niece this, she said to me, ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I thought, she does it her job, because she's not supposed to be pretty, is she? All right, everyone. Thank you very much for having me today. Enjoy the day. And I will take my stuff.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.